Good morning, Who Dat Nation. I'm here with you with some unfortunate news on a Friday morning. It looks like Andy Dalton's going to be getting the start. Jameis Winston is unlikely to play this weekend against the Vikings in London. But also, even more concerning, Michael Thomas is out again. So we're going to break this all down. We're going to get into it. But before we get going, give me your one-word reaction to the news. Let me know what your one-word reaction is to the Michael Thomas news, Andy Dalton starting. Mine is just what? I love that I love that Andy Dalton is getting the start. If you ask me, this week alone, I've been saying it in the office. I think Andy Dalton starting actually gives the Saints a better shot to win this game. And it's not because I think Andy Dalton's a better quarterback. It's because I think that Jameis Winston is a great quarterback when he's healthy and when he knows what he can do. However, I think Andy Dalton is a smarter play for Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael, and I'm really excited to see what Andy Dalton is going to be able to do. So this kind of all started coming in this morning. Andy Dalton, at his press conference he's had after practice, said, "I've been in this situation before, backup having to step in, also started in a lot of games, and I know how to handle the process of all the things." Dalton actually has had quite a bit of time with the wide receivers and with the offense. He was actually working with them all spring while Michael Thomas was rehabbing from his injury, from his ACL injury. Mike Triplett, Steve Geller, Catherine Terrell, Nick Underhill, all the great Saints media personalities and Saints media personality and Saint media coverage were all over this morning. Catherine Terrell was actually saying Dennis Allen and said Jameis Winston is feeling frustrated that he isn't feeling better, and then he thought he would by to this point in the week. He said it's purely a medical decision. So it looks like with Jameis Winston not playing, it is going to be due to injury. It's not going to be due to anything else. It's going to be strictly due to injury. So it's Red Rocket season. It's Red Rifle season, whatever you want to call him. Let's get some love for Andy Dalton in the comments. Type AD. Let's hear it. I want to hear you guys. I'm in my parents' backyard. I am all the way back in my parents' house for the weekend. I love my mom. I love my dad. I'm spending some time with them. But I had to get you this video because this news is too crazy. Let me hear you all the way in my parents' backyard. Spam AD down below. Let's get the love. Let's get the Red Rocket going. Let's show our QB2 some love. And guys, before I get going on Michael Thomas and Jameis Winston analysis, I want to remind y'all to subscribe real quick. Be sure to hit that red subscribe button. Turn your notifications to all. We're bringing you Saints news, rumors, coverage, daily videos, trade stuff, mailbags, all sorts of fun things all throughout the week. We have a really fun video going out tomorrow that I got to host, and I'm really excited for you guys to see it. But I want y'all to go down, subscribe, turn on notifications, and join our Who Dat Nation, join our gang, join our squad, and let's have some fun this football season. But now let's carry over into Michael Thomas. So Michael Thomas was on the injury report earlier this week on Wednesday as did not participate due to a toe injury. Yesterday, him and Jameis Winston were the only two players that did not participate that were still on a did not participate level. Everyone else either moved from limited to full participate or did not participate to limited participate. You know how that goes. But Michael Thomas, Jameis Winston obviously did not practice. On Wednesday, Jameis Winston was saying, "I expect to be out of practice. I expect me to be out there. I'm ready to go. I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be playing." Dennis Allen, Pete Carmichael kind of playing their cards close to the chest up until today, saying, "Oh, it looks like he's still good to go. We're preparing him like any normal week. We're getting him ready like it's a normal game week. Like we're practicing. We're getting him rolling." But as we all know, practice on Wednesday comes around. We see Andy Dalton getting snaps with the ones, Taysom Hill getting snaps with the twos, and Thursday, that continued. Andy Dalton with the ones, Taysom Hill with the two. And this is why I'm really excited to see Taysom Hill getting snaps with the twos because, as I've said in previous videos, I love Taysom Hill on this offense, and I love what he can do. But that being said, I don't see his biggest value being in the quarterback position. But I've been reading y'all's comments, and I am man enough to admit, hey, I think you guys are bringing up some really good points, and I'm kind of wrong on some stuff. I think Taysom Hill does do a lot of great things whenever he is in the quarterback. Those packages are really incredible because Pete Carmichael can draw it up and say, hey, tuck it and go. If the read isn't there, if the quick slant or the quick read right there, boom, run and go. Because as we all know, I like to call him the Storm and Mormon. He's going to get a bunch of yards, and he's going to fight for every yard because that dude's a baller. I am really excited to see how Andy Dalton is going to transition into the starting role for the Saints. He's ready to go. He's ready to get called up. He's ready for that time. He's ready to get some action. And I think that Andy Dalton has a lot to prove. I mean, he was 10 for 10 in the preseason, threw an interception, threw a touchdown, threw over 100 yards. He was looking phenomenal. Training camp, he was showing that he had some connections. He was showing that he was building chemistry. He was showing that he had what it took to be a valuable QB2, and that's why the Saints had no problems giving him $3 million guaranteed and up to $6 million in bonuses and stuff. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what Andy Dalton can do, because I always thought that he would be a very valuable person to be on the sideline with Jameis Winston, holding the clipboard, being that veteran presence, saying, excuse me, here's what I'm seeing, here's what you're not seeing, let's break this down, and here's what the read should be next time. I really love that that's what Andy Dalton was able to do for Jameis Winston up until this point, but I still think that Andy Dalton has some gas in the tank. I still think that he can make it work if he needs to. Dennis Allen today was also saying, I think it's doubtful that Jameis plays in the game. Our plan right now is to have Andy Dalton ready to go. We'll see how things go overnight, but Andy will be ready to go if that's the plan that we go with. I'm not sure that smoke screens are going to have – Jeff Nowak, he was tweeting about this. He was saying that he's not sure much smoke screens. Goodness gracious. I'm sorry, y'all. He's not sure that smoke screens are going to have much of an effect. I agree. I really respect what Jeff Nowak does. I really enjoy his coverage of the Saints. So he's one of my go-to guys on this kind of stuff. But Michael Thomas, I would be remiss if I didn't mention this. Oh, boy. You guys know how I feel. I love Michael Thomas. You can't guard Mike. Michael Thomas, when he is healthy and he's playing, is one of the most dominant wide receivers in the NFL. And that is not up for debate. That is not a discussion. And that is not an argument I'm willing to have with anybody. Michael Thomas is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. But that's when he plays. And my biggest thing is the best ability is availability. That being said, Michael Thomas is one of those players that's a special talent. That is a special circumstance. And I think that he is one of those guys you do try and create a contract that maybe is a minimum game played in kind of thing. But I think in terms of the long term with Michael Thomas, I don't see why you would want to, try not to make things work with him. But in terms of, this week moving forward, the Saints are going to be really relying on Jarvis Landry, who was also on the injury report. He did not participate on Wednesday's practice, but he was doing some individual drills off to the side. He was a limited participant. It looks like his injuries aren't going to be a factor in this game. Traquan Smith, he's dealing with his concussion injury. He is up to a full player. He's participating in practice. He's getting ready. He's getting ready to go. Marquez Callaway, let's see a big game from him. I'd love to see him, pick some of that up on his shoulders, do what we've been seeing him do in the past. I'm really, really looking forward to all this. And, let's not even forget Chris Olave, guys. I hate to say this, and I really do, but with Michael Thomas being hurt, I think we're really going to get to see Chris Olave pop. And I also feel like this will be the Alvin Kamara game that we've been all waiting for. As we know, Christmas 2020, we saw the 6-touchdown game. That was super fun. That was electric. That was one of my favorite moments as a Saints fan watching, because it was just so much fun. I loved seeing that happen. Let's see it happen again. But across the pond over in London, I think that would be a lot of fun. But, guys, before I get out of here, I want to just get a quick Who Dat roll call. Spam Who Dat below. Let's get the good vibes going. Let's get it rolling. We're taking on the Vikings. They do this stupid skull thing. It doesn't even make sense. I don't get what it is. I don't know what it is. Brett Favre couldn't beat us. They're a bunch of frauds. Let's beat the Vikings in England. In London, excuse me. Let's go get a win. Let's get back on track. Let's get to 2-2. Let's start this thing, and let's make a playoff push and get back to being the damn New Orleans Saints that we know and love. Come on, guys. Let's get it going. Stay black and gold. Stay golden, and y'all live golden. Who Dat Nation, I'm out of here. Y'all have a good one.